Hello, hola, ciao, what's good? I am Kelly Paratelli. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time and energy today. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking the red or black button at the bottom of your screen. And please like this video to support my algorithms and my channel growth. I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hoping to monetize my channel. So I would really appreciate all the support and love. It is free to subscribe. Please subscribe and like this video for the algorithms, and I really appreciate your support, your time and energy, and I hope you enjoy this beautiful video about Seattle, Washington. And it's beautiful. It's in the mountains in the Pacific Northwest. I think it's one of the most underrated places in the US. It's probably one of my top 3 cities in the US that I've visited. Honestly, yeah, it might be my number 1. I seriously can't tell you how much I love Seattle. I did fly from Chicago in the Midwest, driving from Michigan, the 2.5 to 3 hour drive to Chicago. I had a friend who was very dear to me, like a sister, drop me off at the terminal in Chicago O'Hare, and then I flew direct straight to Seattle, and I actually rented a car at the airport and drove to my Airbnb by myself as a solo female traveler. My rental car is bright blue. This is sick. How did they know blue was my favorite color? I'm not in Cali though. I'm in Washington State, about to do this. I did get an Airbnb in the outer area for very cheap. It's a good way to go in the US. I have videos of it on here. And this is my Airbnb room. And I have a mini fridge and a TV. And there's like a shared bathroom, but it's really nice. Seattle is so hilly. And by the way, this is like a rainforest. Hold on. Like, driving here is so crazy. It's so hilly. I don't know how they survive in the winter, although their roads are really well paved. I swear to God, this is right now the best cruise of my life. And then I Actually met up with my cousin and a lifelong friend who had been living in Port Angeles, and I wanted to see where she was living, which is a small town suburb area outside of Seattle. Been to the Pacific Ocean before, only the Atlantic, and then a bay or a strait wasn't good enough for me. I had to drive to see nothing but ocean, to say I stood at the Pacific Ocean. Here I go, I've already stood in the Atlantic, now the Pacific. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hour drive from Seattle, but I did rent a car and make that journey to see her, and it was totally worth it because the Seattle, Washington area is beautiful. I couldn't believe how beautiful it was actually, because I've heard a lot of myths about how it's the rainy city. When the tour guides actually told me on the boat that it's actually a myth that it's the rainy city, that in the off seasons like spring and fall, they do get a lot of overcast and some rain, but it doesn't rain torrentially or pour or flood or anything like that. They actually don't get heavy rainfall. They just get overcast, cloudy days. But I was there in July, in summer of 2021, and it was sunny almost every day that I was there. It was very beautiful. I know I was lucky, I was blessed, but the tour guides told me that it's actually usually sunny all throughout the summer, so it was a beautiful surprise, and I highly recommend going in the summer because it was absolutely beautiful. This might be the best view I've seen yet. Look at that city skyline. I couldn't have asked for better weather. It's sunny and warm. They say it's the city that rains, but I've seen nothing but sun here yet this summer. Maybe the best view I've seen yet. And I've seen some sweet ones. I always find the best spots. I love to be by the water, so I follow the map by the water, and it never leads me astray, nor does my sense of direction or intuition. You know, Seattle is just, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm going on the boat, I'm going on the boat. Yeah, 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 I love the boat. I'm so excited. went to Mount Rainier, and it was absolutely beautiful. I drove my rental car all the way through the paved roads, and they do have fully paved roads at Mount Rainier. 2-lane highways actually for big vehicles, US type vehicles, SUVs and everything. I had a small sedan, a 4-door that I had rented, and I drove all the way up through Mount Rainier, and it was absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend it. So Mount Rainier is a volcanic mountain that is still covered in snow right now. So even though the temperature is 80 degrees and sunny in Seattle where I am right now, I'm literally looking at, and I'll show you in a second, a giant white cap mountain just in the background of Seattle. And it's like what they're known for, like their iconic symbol. It's on all their license plates and stuff. But I'm just on the side of the road at this beautiful, there's all kinds of these beautiful shops, like, and spots to park your car and see the sunset and just look out at the city and the water. And I thought the Great Lakes was beautiful water, but this ocean here, this bay that they have all around where in between the mountains, it's not really, you know, windy or turbulent. There's no waves like the ocean. And then these mountains are in the background, so this is what I'm looking at. It's absolutely gorgeous. And they said, like, the weather's not usually this clear. It's cloudy a lot in Seattle, so even though it's a myth that it doesn't rain as much as people think, it is usually cloudy, but today you can see it perfectly. Anyways, I'm on a road trip right now out to see Mount Rainier, which is a volcanic mountain. The one that's the backdrop that I was snapping about earlier. It's only an hour and a half drive, and it's clear, sunny here. Stay tuned. limits are only 55 on the highways in Seattle, and I wasn't really used to that because in Michigan where we live, the speed limits are 70 to 75 on the highway. So it was really slow for me and I was getting used to it. I did go to Pike Place Market. So Seattle's famous for their seafood and their fish. So I'm about to try this fish bar for my lunch. I did go to the top of the Space Needle and see the view of Seattle from one of the famous towers, needles in the world actually. One of the tallest towers in the US is the Space Needle, and I did go to the top because I love a good view. The floor in the Space Needle spins around like this, so you have to be really careful that you don't get dizzy or vertigo or anything like that if you're not one of those people that likes that. But it's all enclosed, it's very safe, there's glass covering everything, and there's tour guides that take you up there through a safe elevator and way to get up. It's absolutely beautiful. The view is totally worth the price of admission for the ticket.
My
there's a beautiful gift shop at the bottom of the tower of the Space Needle that you can check out. I saw a lot of great views. I drove all around, and they have an EDM station on the radio, which we don't have in Michigan. Here in Michigan, we have rock stations, we have pop stations, we have jazz and classical music, but we don't actually have a radio station specifically for EDM. So I was there listening to my beats in my rental car. I was having a great time, and I would do that again in an instant. That was one of the best solo female traveling trips I've ever taken. It was one of the best trips I've ever taken. Just couldn't believe how beautiful the Pacific Northwest of the US actually is. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more beautiful travel vlogs to come, and self-publishing tips and tricks for local indie authors. I am soon going to be doing a video on what you need to know to begin to self-publish through Barnes & Noble Self-Publishing House, and just what you need to know in general as a US citizen if you're intending to own your copyrights and your royalties. Stay tuned for a beautiful video on how to self-publish and the things you need to know to get started. Ciao. Ride that I took did tell us that there are several corporate headquarters in Seattle. The Expedia headquarters is there. The Starbucks headquarters is there. Google has one of their headquarters there. So there's several corporate, I think T-Mobile has a main office there. So there's several corporate businesses that have their headquarters in Seattle. So it's a very like rich corporate area. God, this entire block is Amazon headquarters. It's not even labeled, but it says it on Google Maps. Nothing says Amazon. It's like, but yeah, so, you know, all these beautiful headquarters are there, a lot of corporate things. I went to the Seattle Starbucks headquarters myself. You'll see some of the pictures. But yeah, Seattle is so beautiful. And there are a lot of corporate headquarters there. Don't forget to look at the link in my description for my book testimonials, which is on sale right now in local Schuler's independent bookstores in Michigan, as well as through the link in the description through Barnes & Noble Self-Publishing House. I am an indie self-published author, and I would appreciate all the help that I can get. If you're interested in real non-fictional short stories and rhyming poetry, spoken word, check out the other videos on my channel. Testimonials by me, Kelly Paratelli. Thank you. Ciao.